Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to our journey within. So glad to see you all here again. My name is Sylvia. Some of you may remember me. And I'm living in northern Florida. I'm a grandmother. I'm happily retired lady. And my favorite thing is these meditations. Really, really great. I tell you, we are so excited that all of you have stuck with us for so long. And we can't wait every week, every night to share more with you. It's our great, great, great privilege. So before we go another step further, if you are very brand new, completely brand new, and you've not joined us before, then please write in the chat that you're brand new, and we'll assign you to a breakout room so that you can get the introduction, and then you'll be merged back in with the regular program. But it's very important to get the introduction, or else some things will feel like they're missing. So please do write to us in the chat if you're brand new. Okay, so today is our Tuesday session. Our last session was Sunday, and before that, last Tuesday and Thursday. Today, we're going to work on clearing our left channel, and we'll work with a candle. So if you have a candle handy, it'll be a good time to get it, a little bit when you have the time. We worked with a candle in the second 21 days also, so some of you may remember. Working with the candle helps relieve the heaviness on the left channel. So that'll be helpful, I think, to all of you. On Sunday, we had our workshop, and we worked to remove obstacles to the ascent of our mothering energy. And we also learned the mantras. We learned the Ganesha mantra, and we learned to chant it. And in the workshop, we repeated it also. And tonight, we'll also repeat it. We will we will learn a new mantra today for the left channel. So I'm excited to introduce that to you. So let's get right into it and meet our other hosts tonight. We have another lead, our Carrie, and we also have our musician, our Neil. So, hello, welcome, Carrie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Nice to be with you tonight.
Same here. Hi, Neil. Good to
Sylvia.
see you.
Yeah, long time no see. Good to see you.
Long time no see. You're on the West Coast. We're on the East Coast. Well, you're both on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So can you each say a little bit about yourselves? Carrie, I think your screen froze. So Neil, can we go to you? And can you introduce your instrument? and tell us just a little bit about what you're going to play for us tonight.
Okay, so I play the bansuri, which is an Indian bamboo flute, and it looks like this. It has 7 holes. It has a blowhole, and it has 6 holes for the fingers. And it's a very soothing instrument to play. And when we listen and play Indian classical music, it's very beneficial for our chakras, and it helps our kundalini to rise and to clear our chakras. And in the system of Indian classical music, we have this thing called ragas. And each raga is good for a particular chakra or a particular mood or a particular state. Today I'll be playing a raga called Purya Kalyan, which is an evening raga around sunset time. And I hope you enjoy.
Oh, we'll totally enjoy. I really so much appreciate your explanation, Neil, and also including information about the time of day. These ragas do have it even a time of day. So the Indian classical music always impresses me, I feel, because there's such a science to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Carrie, are you back with us? I don't know if yeah, Carrie, yay. She got on her phone. Hi, Carrie. Can you introduce yourself for just a moment?
Yes. Hello.
We can hear you now. It's perfect.
Okay, we can work with that. All right.
Great.
How are you? Yeah, I'm back online.
Yay, we're glad to have you back. You had to do a quick pivot. That was nice.
Yeah, I needed to get on my phone, actually. It's a little bit unstable here, so.
Yeah.
Right, well.
Great to have you. It's looking normal, and we'll give you a chance to set up and everything while we do the foot soak. I think everybody knows Carrie. She's also from the West Coast. And can I introduce you, Carrie? She's a mom, and she's been practicing twice as long as I have. So we have the great benefit of being with Carrie for our silent meditation at the end. So great. I think we are ready for our foot soak. So let's begin. Hopefully everybody has their water and their fresh water and their salt inside their bucket of water. I have to move over here a little bit. So before we vibrate the foot soak water, let's bring our hands together for a moment in front of what you know now is our heart chakra. And we can say namaste to our mother Kundalini, who connects us with our spirit, which is in our heart. And let's put our hands on our lap. I have to do a little housekeeping here. I have a noisy app open, but now that's closed. Okay, good. So now let's hold our hands open on our lap just for a moment before we put our feet in. And we're going to take a deep breath. And just relax. Now is our foot soak time. And let's recognize that our hands are in front of our sacrum bone, where the Mother Kundalini resides, and who's the one who connects us with our vibrations, which are in our heart, coming from our spirit, from our heart. So now we'll vibrate the foot soak water with that energy of our spirit, the vibrations. We'll hold our left hand open, and over the foot soak water, you just want to give a bandhan like this, clockwise, and ask for the divinity in the water to be awakened for our clearing. And then finally, we put our feet in. Wonderful. We can, at this time, keep our eyes open. Perhaps we have a photo of Shri Mataji and a candle there. To look at them is, both the photograph and the candle, is very clearing. Also, there's a photograph of Shri Mataji on the screen, which emits a lot of vibrations. And when the eyes feel heavy, we can close them again. Our destination is to get into thoughtless awareness. And as we know, it's the Mother Kundalini who raises us to thoughtless awareness by clearing the mind. But sometimes there's obstacles along the way on our chakras or perhaps on our channels left and right. But the biggest remover of obstacles we have is in our root chakra below the Mother Kundalini. And that is in the Muladhara, the divinity of the Muladhara, as we call as Sri Ganesha. So beginning our foot soak or any meditation, it's a really good idea, very recommended. We usually start with the Ganesh mantra. So now let's bring our attention to that Muladhara chakra. And again, let's take a few breaths just to relax and settle in. We can stretch our hands open a little bit and then let them relax. And then we can begin with our Shri Ganesha mantra. As you may remember, if some of you were attending on Friday, the foot soak, which is a companion meeting to our Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, then you may remember that we sang the Ganesh mantra 4 times. Because this mantra has 4 petals, the first one points down to the Mother Earth, the second one to the left, helping to clear our left channel, the third one to the right, and the fourth one points to our Sahasrara, our destination in meditation. So just to recap, the Muladhara chakra, when it's awakened, the divinity there of Sri Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. So let's take this mantra. We'll close our eyes if they're not already. And with our attention on the Muladhara, the first chakra pointing downwards, we'll take the mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namaha. Now let's bring our attention to the left petal of the Muladhara chakra, which has the 4 petals. This one is pointing to the left. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. And I forgot to mention, when we're clearing Muladhara, we take our right hand towards the Mother Earth. Let's do that now. Now let's bring our attention to the 3rd petal pointing to the right. And we'll bring our right hand on our lap and put our left hand down towards the Mother Earth. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. I hope that pace feels comfortable to you. Let's continue with that pace. For the 4th petal, pointing to the Muladhara, to the Sahasrara, the top of the head. And for this, we'll have both hands open on our lap. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's just feel the effect of our mantra. And now we'll take the time to really work on clearing our left channel. Let's again put our right hand down. And I want to talk to you just a little bit about the left channel. So left channel, as we know, begins at Muladhara and travels up the left sympathetic part of our central nervous system through the heart, comes to our agya here in the center of our forehead, and moves and comes over here to the right side of the head. This place in our head is called as the superego. And the superego is the storehouse of our habits and our conditionings. So this channel is our memory also of all our conditionings and our habits. Also, this is a channel of our desire and our emotions. In a way, it's the channel that's closest to us. Our emotions are the closest to ourself, right? They take us the deepest. Part of that is that it starts at the Muladhara, which is the innocence and wisdom of a child. So it's a part of our childlike nature to be more emotional. And also, it regulates our desires. In the left channel, we have our desires. Some of our desires are good and conducive to the growth of our spirit, and some are really not. When we indulge too much in desires that take us away from our spirit, our left channel can get very heavy, and we can get into even depression, or we can get into too much ritualism, or into not feel free. Also, when we're into habits and those things, then that covers up our joy. So the innate positive quality of our emotional channel, our left channel, is joy. So when we're too indulging in things that aren't good for our spirit, our left channel tends to close down and we don't feel the joy. Also, that cuts us off from our spirit, which is the source of our silence, our peace, and our love from our heart. So left channel is incredibly important to keep clear. So luckily we have lots of techniques. One technique we use is the candle. And Carrie's going to show us a little bit more about how to use the candle. Because when the left side gets heavy, it gets dark. And the darkness gets dissipated by light. Light is not afraid of the darkness. So no matter how depressed or negative we might feel against ourselves or anything else, light is not afraid of that darkness. And so we use the candle to clear that darkness of heavy emotions. We also have this wonderful mantra for the left channel. It has two parts to it, and we can go ahead and look at it now. It has two parts. Instead of just one name, like our Shri Ganesha mantra, this one has two parts. And the two names are Mahakali and Shri Mahakali and Shri Bhairava. So actually on this channel, on the central channel and on the right channel, you'll find that the mantras have the name of a feminine aspect and a male aspect, because we have to be balanced inside of ourselves. So on the left channel, the Mahakali is like the mother who is a fierce defender of the child and protector. And she'll do anything to destroy negativity that's attacking her child. And the Shri Bhairava is actually an aspect of the divine who carries that light, which is never afraid of darkness. So we use this mantra, Shri Mahakali, Shri Bhairava, to destroy any negativity or heaviness or anything dangerous on the left side, like too much conditioning, or if we get too much into our habits, we can even go into self-indulgence and addiction and things like that. So we can call on Mahakali to destroy those negativities. And Shri Bhairava comes after with the light. And light is not afraid of darkness. So then we're clear, and those fears that can really sit in our emotions can get driven away. So let's have the slide for the Shri Mahakali Sakshat Shri Bhairava mantra. And what we'll do now, we'll put our right hand down again, because we always use the left hand open to clear the left channel. And we keep the right hand down. So that is allowing the Mother Earth to collect all the negativity. So if we could have that slide, that would be wonderful, so everybody can follow along. So it starts the same way. Oh, I think I see the slide now. Okay, I wasn't seeing that before. Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. Okay, I don't know. On my screen, I don't see it, but hopefully you all do. So it goes Om Twameva Sakshat, just like the beginning of the Shri Ganesha mantra. All the mantras have the same form. Shri Mahakali Bhairava Sakshat. So we don't say Shri again. Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, which we might remember. Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let me just take one more minute to change my view. No, that didn't really do it. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the mantra. I didn't see it before. Maybe something I was doing wrong. Okay. So with our right hand down now, let's again bring our attention inside while we learn this mantra. We can say it one time and then we'll rinse off with our fresh water, and then we'll come back and clear this left side again. So sing it with me, please, if you can. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Bhairava Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. So we'll just take a moment to feel the effect of the mantra. Our attention is on the flow of energy in the left channel. Okay, I think maybe our foot soak is full now. So let's take this time, rinse off our feet. By full, that means it absorbs maximum negativity. And then we'll just push it aside. Let's close our eyes. And again, put our right hand down towards the Mother Earth. We'll just take another moment and ask Mother Kundalini, please clear all the heaviness of any excess emotions, negative emotions, habits, conditionings against my freedom, my spontaneity, and against my joy. And let them all be drained out into the Mother Earth. Let's bring our right hand back on our lap. Let's take another deep breath. Relax inside. And we can open our eyes for just a moment now. And let's keep that state above our head. Let's put our hand above our head and let our attention fill that space between our hand and our head. Now let's change hands. Mother Kundalini, please bring my attention into the Sahasrara. Please bring my attention into thoughtless awareness. With our eyes open, let's just see what we feel. We can put our hand down now. So now, with our attention above our mind, we can listen to a talk of Shri Mataji speaking about the joy of collectivity and how the joy can help us in becoming collective and connected with others. And then after that, we can exercise that joy by enjoying the flute music of our Neil King. So enjoy. Thanks for joining me for Foot Soak.
First, you should not criticize. Don't use your brain for criticism. Already criticism has been too much in the West. I mean, they have got now technique of criticizing. All the art is finished because of the critics. The artists are afraid to show their paintings. Artists are afraid to show their creations because they will be criticized. Now the only thing that is left are critics, critics, critics. And the critics are criticizing critics. That's all. There's no creativity, nothing. So try to appreciate everything. Children are producing pictures, paintings anyway. They make sometimes my face is very funny when they draw. Not the children, even grown-ups. Doesn't matter. I appreciate it. It's very good, wonderful, very nice. To encourage that person. So criticism should go out of our mind, but appreciation should be practiced. Appreciation of others' children, appreciation of other people is very important. But that doesn't mean that you appreciate all others and torture your wife or torture your husband. That also is an imbalance. First responsibility is your family, but you should appreciate others. And this comes when you have no jealousies about anyone. This jealousy, I don't know from where it comes. I don't know this quality of jealousy, why there is jealousy. So also if you have jealousy, you have to use it for the right purpose. And what is the right purpose is that you should be jealous of a person who is spiritually higher than you. And you practice it that you become better. If jealousy is for competition, then you compete with a person who is more compassionate, more loving, more sacrificing, more patient. So this competition becomes a very healthy competition and the collectivity becomes very nourished. Now try to feel that you are all part and parcel of one personality. Try to understand this and practice this. This will help you a lot. Little things like buying a little present for someone. You see something, oh, this will be very nice for this purpose. Now the worst enemy of collectivity is aggressiveness. Some people are basically aggressive. Their style of talking is extremely aggressive. The way they say things is aggressive. Maybe because anything. Maybe they are better educated. Maybe they come from a very aggressive family. Maybe they are having a kind of a superiority complex or an inferiority complex or a sense of insecurity. Or maybe they are possessed. They try to dominate and show their very strong feelings towards people of superiority. They may be inferior. It's not necessary, but they do. And this is something is to be curbed. So what you have to practice here is humility. Try to be humble. There was a joke like this, that one gentleman was going on the staircase and another was coming from the top. So this gentleman who is going up there said to the another that please move. So he said, I don't move for fools. The person who was climbing up, he said, but I do. And he moved out. That's how the humility works. You have to be humble in your approach to others. I mean, English language is outwardly very humble. Like you must say please, you must say thank you 10 times, please, 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 thank you, thank you, thank you. But not in the heart. Like supposing somebody doesn't say thank you, the another person may even beat you. Why didn't you say thank you to me? This is not humility. Humility is that in no way you try to aggress others. And if others are aggressive, you accept it as a childish thing, as a stupid thing, as a foolish thing, has no meaning. Because you are so powerful, you can bear it. That is humility which you have to practice. And all these qualities, if you have, you will really be surprised that you will lose your selfishness. Your selfishness will start dropping out. Because selfishness, how ugly it is, you start realizing very soon when you become generous. So you practice your generosity. You are all willing to spend a lot of money on me, I know. Want to give me presents, I have stopped it now. That individually you cannot give me any presents or anything. But generosity is a general term. Generosity of kindness, generosity of compassion, generosity of patience, and generosity of material things. If I see something immediately, I think, oh, I should take this because, I can give it to this lady or to this gentleman, this thing, or I could give it to this purpose or for this organization or for this kind of a work we are doing. Immediately it comes to me. You'll be surprised that if I'm in the market and if I'm thirsty, I don't even think that I should go and buy some soft drink for myself. Doesn't come into mind. Even I have never opened my fridge in my lifetime, you'll be surprised. But for others, I'll run about, I'll cook for them. But supposing I'm in the house and there's no cook, I'll not cook for myself, it's alright. If there's nobody in the house, say my husband is not there, I may not eat for 2-3 days. And then servant will complain to my husband. Then I remember, really, I didn't eat any food, I didn't know. If I'm eating it, I'm just eating because he's there, so I have to eat with him. I never used to take tea, but because he's so much fond of tea, I started. So I keep the practice so that I should not give it the practice up. Later on it will be difficult. It's just adjusting yourself to others. It's not difficult. Few things here and there that pleases. You should. There's no harm in trying to please. But it's not only for the wife to do it, even the husband has to do something to please the wife. It's not only between husband and wife, between children and you, between the whole family of Sahaja Yoga, it should be such that we should adjust. So practice your adjustments. As you have to adjust your cameras. If you don't adjust the camera, you do not get the right picture. In the same way, and listen Julia, you adjust yourself to the whole atmosphere, to a person, you cannot get the real picture.
So let's try to keep our attention at the top of the head in the Sahasrara chakra. We can either close our eyes, keeping our attention there, or we can focus on the red circle on the picture of Shri Mataji. If we get any thoughts, we can just watch them go by. Don't get involved with the thoughts. You can focus on the space in between the thoughts as they come and go. We can put our attention on our hands. See if we feel any sensation in the palm of our hands or on our fingertips. And as we continue to meditate and keep our attention in Sahasrara, we can listen to the music and just try to stay in that state of thoughtless awareness.
Thank you so much, Neil. Let's just continue with the silence for a few moments more. We'll just take a long, deep breath. And as we exhale, we can open our eyes for a moment. And just want to talk a little bit about the candle. So you can get yourself some little candle holders like this. The one with the little tray underneath is the best. And as we're clearing the left side, we really want to make use of the elements that help us. So the best element for our left side is this candle. So one thing that you can do with the candle, just very simply, is keep it next to your hand. So you can have a table, you can have your hand just next to the candle. You can also just face your hand to the candle like this. You can just have your hand next to the candle like this. The other thing you can do, which is really cool, is if you feel a particular finger is tingling, you have a catch. Let's say you feel it on this finger right here. You can keep that finger near the flame. You can just hold it there for a little bit and see. And then as you move your hand away from your candle, just notice the difference. So try kind of before and after. You can feel a little bit of heaviness on one side, on the left, and just use your candle. We have other ways we can use the candle too. We can go all the way up our left side. But for now, let's just, if you prepared in advance a candle, let's just go back into the meditation. So we want to have our feet a little bit apart from each other again. And we can have our hand near the candle. You can just have your hand facing it, like I said, or you can just keep your left hand next to it. So let's close our eyes once again. And we can just have the photo up. And if you want, you can look at Shri Mataji's bindi for just a few moments. And then you can close your eyes again when you're ready. And just draw your attention inward. So you can use the two techniques together of having your hand near the candle flame and having your right hand towards the Mother Earth. So you can use your left hand and the light and the heat and the flame. Think of it as just burning off all of the lethargy, heaviness on the left side. And then it's just directed and grounded, absorbed by the Mother Earth. And it's really nice to just keep your breathing a little deeper into your abdomen, and you can slow it down. And you can say, Mother, please clear all of the negativity from the past, all the heaviness. Please just clear it. And if you haven't got a candle, that's okay. You can just keep your left hand up and notice what you feel. Okay, and when we're ready, we can just keep the candle there, but we'll just allow our left hand to relax back into the lap. And let's take our right hand and place it on the heart. Take a long, slow, deep breath. And we can say, Mother, please bring the joy into my heart. Just take away all the old hurts. Let me open my heart. Let me put the complete trust in my mother, Kundalini. Now let's connect our attention with the heart and the Sahasrara. Put our attention on both at the same time. Let's just move our hand to the left Vishuddhi, and you can massage it a little bit. We can say, Mother, please remove the myth of guilt. And finally, we can massage the crown of the head just a little bit. You can massage it with the fingertips. We'll take a breath and we'll just open our eyes now. And we're gonna go ahead and raise our kundalini up a couple of times, just like that. And let's just keep our hand above the Sahasrara and just raise it up. Really feel that strong, cool breeze. You can raise your hand even higher. You can move it toward the front even. See if you feel it all around. And then we will go ahead and finish off by raising our kundalini. Give it a twist, tie a knot. And we'll do 3 knots. And as always, we'll finish off with our bandhan. Let's do it nice and intentionally, all the way to the hip where the Muladhara chakra is. So we get a nice protection. And just hold your hands out like that. And see if you got a nice, clear flow of vibrations on the left. And just feeling refreshed. We can put our hands together like that. Thank you so much. And we'd like to just do a few announcements now, and then we can go into breakout rooms or stay for the extended conversation. So tomorrow's the foot soak, but on Thursday we'll have more clearing techniques. We've already done the left side tonight, so we'll do the right side on Thursday, and we'll add another mantra for you. Okay, so the schedule is Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday is the program, and the supplement is the foot soak, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we have Saturday off. And it's always the same time. And we also have meditation online. We'll have that in the chat. If you want to join any meditations across the country, it's free meditation.us. All right. And then also in the chat, we have that, we have that link, but we also have the From Mantra to Silence booklet for you. which is a great resource you can download. And then if you haven't already got a mentor and you want one, please complete the mentor survey form so we can have a Sad Yoga practitioner support you in your meditation in one-to-one sessions. And once again, we always offer Spanish language. So if you need a breakout room in Spanish, please let us know. And we'll give you a breakout room where there will be a Spanish-speaking Sahaja Yogi there for you. All right. So raise your hand if you want to go out and go into a breakout room with the Sahaja Yoga teacher for your one-to-one. Otherwise, we are going to stick around for the extended and just have a chat. And we'd love to hear about your experiences tonight. And we also, Neil and Sylvia and I are here for you if you want to have a listen to some of our experiences as well.
Absolutely.
Well, hello. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Carrie. That was a wonderful meditation. It was so good to be cleared out. Felt great.
Yes, there's much more we can do with the candle, but I thought we'd keep it simple. And yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Thanks also, Neil. I had a nice deep meditation.
Thank you. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It was really, really wonderful.
Thank you.
So, do we have anyone who would like to unmute or put on your camera and ask a question or share something about your experience tonight or anytime through the 21 days, really?
Be nice to hear if anybody who felt like they were heavy on the left side, if all of this, I'm sure all of this foot soaking and everything has made a difference. And you can add the candle in. So that's,
Yeah.
or we can just talk. Sylvia, what do you like to do? I was going to say, people have asked, and if I feel like I've gone into the left side, I really love comedy. I like to laugh. And, or sometimes I just watch some silly video or whatever, cats or dogs, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It just brings you into a more lighthearted mood, and you notice your left side clears.
That is such a good idea, Carrie, because it's true. We can't just be, we can't be too serious people. Joy is a natural aspect of our character. And what do they say? Laughter is the best medicine. Right?
Absolutely. And Deanna's on there saying TikTok with the laughing face. Yes, I'm that's my guilty pleasure is watching all the silly things people put on. It just makes you laugh. And then I noticed that some of the things we think are a big deal or we're worried about, they just kind of disappear. So the other thing we can do, I don't want to monopolize, but sometimes if you sit and you get too self-absorbed in I feel things on my left side, or I feel heaviness, or I feel tingling, you need to leave your house. I think it's in the quote at the beginning of the program. Leave the house and go outside and take a walk around. And
absolutely,
that's another really good way, And if it is sunny, you can sit with the sun on the back side of your head, on the back of your head.
Yeah, on your back, yeah. That's a big help. And being out in nature is such a relief, isn't it? It just takes our attention away from these screens that we're looking at all the time, and just a constant sense of duty, duty, duty. What's next? What's next? It's good to, and the nature just absorbs it. So, yeah.
Or if you do have left-sided, I wonder if everyone realizes, if you observe your thoughts, the left-sided stuff is when you start going down a rabbit hole of, I shouldn't have said this, or I should have done that. It's a lot of it's the past, or it's we're being too critical of ourselves. And if you sit and stew on that and go round and round in circles, your left side will get heavier and heavier. And so it's like you've got to interrupt yourself. You've got to find a way to interrupt you. I'm sure, I don't know about Neil's very quiet there, but I bet you play your flute, right? That's probably a good way to just release the tension or whatever it is.
Yeah, man. I don't get very left-sided. I
I
guess.
know.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say you're the wrong person to ask.
The meditation, the flute helps. So yeah, it doesn't happen so much.
Okay, I'm going to have to tune in a little bit more because to the flute channel, because yeah, I do find that Florida weather can be very hot, and it's been quite rainy lately, and for some reason that seems to affect my left side. And I know that people do get affected by the seasons. And one thing I've noticed is some days, not always, usually I'm pretty ready to get up and get going in the day, but if I'm not, what I've decided to do is I get up and I just light a candle on the kitchen table in the morning. And just, I go ahead and turn on the light, but that I'm not meditating, but just having that candle there to just kind of burn off that little bit of grogginess, or I didn't want to get up anyway kind of feeling. And come on, that's just, like you were saying, Carrie, that's just old stuff. We don't have to, that's just the mind repeating like old stuff. Oh, I don't want to get up. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do that. But if we do have to just kind of change it. No, I want to get up because I'm looking forward to XYZ, we have to do that other kind of self-talk and not let ourselves go down the rabbit hole. It's too easy.
Here's a question. What would you suggest to do if all of a sudden you heard something and falling into the left side? I'm not sure what you mean by heard something, but I was just going to say.
Maybe heard something negative or something.
Yeah, or
some bad news or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad news.
That's the thing. We have to be careful too, not to think that all of our emotions are it's not a problem. Like, let's say you do hear something, and your emotions come up. That's okay. Your emotions have a really deep purpose behind them. It's when it's really old. You have to get through the emotion, and try to keep your attention up here. Try to see if you can sit yourself down if you can, and you can put your hands on the floor or on the earth, and try to get yourself in the center and go through whatever it is, even if there's tears, that's okay. But you have to I think if you can work with your emotions and your Kundalini, it has a pure kind of way of expressing, and then it's done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, if you're a person who reacts a lot, it could be your left side. It could be like somebody says something and then suddenly you say, well, what did they mean by that? Am I not doing this right? Or you start kind of flipping back into self-critical thinking, just because of some random thing somebody did or said. You can just bring yourself. Yeah, Sylvia's knows.
That can be, that talk about a rabbit hole. And we talked about that a little bit today earlier, Carrie, that is a little bit of a subtle little trick of ego too, that keeps us down and keeps us away from our joy, which is our natural
Right.
um, emotion. I know sometimes too, some families sort of tend a little bit more. I mean, actually, in my family, we tended to be very right-sided, and then we would seem to all go into a left-sided thing. And maybe it was seasonal, I'm not sure. But then also there were members of our family, and maybe other people have this in their lives, who were really prone to depression, which is an excess on the left side, really strong excess on the left side. And when I came to Sahaja Yoga, I was going through a lot of personal stuff that had me, I was very much in depression. And I meditated every day with a candle. In fact, 3, which is a different technique, which we'll talk about sometime. It's for a little bit more severe situations, but every day. And after some time, it completely lifted, and the medications that I had to take for depression so I could go to work and be normal and all of that and be functional, which we want to do, of course. I mean, that's so important. We don't need that on top of everything else to bring down our self-esteem. Oh, I can't go to work and all that kind of thing. So we have to be functional. And but that depression is real. It's a very real thing. But it's so amazing in Sahaja Yoga, something so simple as 3 candles on your left side to clear out that negativity and get you back into a balance. So the beauty, the power, the intricacy of our subtle system, we're just learning, right? This is our journey within.
That's
in
right.
Sahaja.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that with us. That's really personal, and I'm sure everybody can relate to it. I think another thing. There was another question. One more thing about. I'm going to link this to music because Neil is playing a very pure music that resonates with our chakras. And one thing that can put you really in the left is music. If you listen to certain music, try it. You need to really get tuned into your vibrational awareness. And some of those like love songs and all this stuff, people really like it. It really goes in, and they have memories about certain songs and all that. Mm-hmm. And I still listen to certain songs and I go, oh God, I really love this song. And not love songs, but other things. But I can feel on my vibrations that song's not that great. So you just have to be aware. And you don't have to say, oh, I'm only gonna listen to to classical music. It's not that. It's that you have to know when something is pulling you off center, and bring yourself back, because a lot's been done with music, right? And not all of it's great for our chakras.
Yeah.
Everybody loves music. Music touches us so directly and in a way that can evoke all kinds of different emotions, a whole range. And some of those emotions are sublime and elevate us, and some of them bring us down, So that's something to be aware of. And so, yeah, not all comedies great either, by the way. but there's some that is just, it's looking at little kids and hearing what they say. It's hilarious, it's such a pure feeling. And also animals, the things they get up to can really bring us.
Yeah, I think the type of music is also very important. Like there can be, electronic kind of music, which kind of gets you more kind of right-sided and kind of takes you kind of more into a materialistic kind of state of mind. And then there's classical music, which is more instrumental and can take you more into the central channel. And then there's music like love songs, which take you to the left channel. So
Right.
it kind of depends, what you
Oh,
want to do. I mean, maybe if you have a
yeah, I
if you
got
have
my
a
heart
very
broken, all that stuff.
yeah
Like those old country songs or
yeah.
blues.
I mean, if you have a very right-sided day and it's hard for you to wind down, then maybe listening to left-sided love song type music is beneficial
Yeah.
for that particular time, and vice versa. If you're feeling very depressed or something, then you listen to more upbeat, fast-paced kind of music. But if you want to meditate and you want to stay in the central channel and you want to grow and keep your attention in the thoughtless state, then you might want to listen to Indian classical music or any music which is where people use natural instruments and where the music is kind of designed for our meditation and for our spirit and to keep us in the center.
Yeah, that's right. I guess electronic music followed the machine age, right?
Yeah.
It just everything got electrified and mechanized, and then it went into the music. But we're not machines, so it kind of doesn't really go.
Yeah.
So Sylvia, you're getting a question about what technique you use about the depression, and
Yes.
I'm sure there's lots of different things you might have done, but it might be nice for people to know if they've struggled with that.
Yes, absolutely. No, actually, the main one is the 3-candle treatment, and I'm happy to talk about it. It's better. It's not something that you want to use every day if you're pretty much in balance, right? So it's definitely more of something that you would use if there's just a lot of heaviness on the left side, and you're going into depression or you're dealing with something extreme. Yeah. So if anybody is wanting to learn more about it or to practice it, they can give me their number in the chat to me directly. They don't have to send to everyone, or their email address, and I'll get with you. Because really, Sahaja Yoga isn't it? It's an oral tradition in many, many ways. We don't want prescriptive because one thing that works for one person isn't going to work for another. So you don't want to read it in a book and say, "Oh, I'm going to try that," because we have to use our vibratory awareness to see what is good for us. But essentially, the 3-candle treatment is to use 3 candles on your left side, and 1 candle at the back agya, and meditate and use mantra for the left side. So that's basically the technique. But I really want to stick to the idea that we use our vibratory awareness to understand what we need. And we don't use techniques that we don't need, and we don't use them without maybe some guidance or do it with a mentor first couple of times. We just want to be very deliberate and practical and meditative about this. Like I said, we don't want to be just read it in a book and try it, right? I hope I'm expressing that I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
okay. I see in the chat a couple of answers, so that's great. I will.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and also you can make your foot soak a lot warmer. And
that's
sometimes with depression, isn't it? It's less about using the water element and more about using the earth and the fire. But for foot soaking, just make it hotter. Make it a warmer foot soak than normal too. For left side. Also, trauma is in the left side. If you have experienced trauma and it's caused an ongoing problem. It's the left side. So we're going to the mantras that we've been adding to your meditation are really going to help you, because those mantras can be used, and we've talked about the book that's been created for you, and so it's all the knowledge is there, and also please avail yourself of a mentor if you're not sure about how to use the book or any of the treatments. But at the end of the day, it's not only about treatments or mantras, it's about getting thoughtless. So we always have to remember that we don't want to do anything as a ritual.
Right. That's a good word. Thank you, Carrie.
It's just what Sylvia was saying. You're diagnosing the beauty of Saj Yoga that is just like nothing else, really, is that you can be with a mentor, right? But at the end of the day, you're your own guru. So you have to start to get connected to your inner being in a way that you can understand what it's telling you, because the feedback is coming back on the hands and it's giving you an indication. And then you can start to understand it. That's why we understand music in a different way. We understand art in a different way. We understand everything from a higher perspective. Not what we thought we knew or what we read in books or what people have been telling us all our life, but your inner being, the knowledge is coming from within yourself, the pure knowledge. So it's amazing. So Sylvia, I would like to know the technique of the 3 candles. Please email me. Okay, so there's somebody in the chat who wants an email. And
yes.
We'll get to it if you really want to know right tonight.
Actually, Carrie, I've just copied and pasted these messages, and I think we've already described the treatment. I mean, we use 3 candles on our left side, but to go more into it, I think what I'll do is, just contact folks and
Right.
see, like you said, we really don't want, I think, like my first time using 3 candle treatment, I did it in a seminar with other people. It was demonstrated, and we did it in a very meditative way. And so when I sat at home, my attitude was extremely meditative and devoted to the cause, right? I want to get clear. But without, so anyway, I would like to give people that opportunity. And so, yeah, I'll contact everybody, anyone who contacted about the 3 candles and learning more about it. I will contact you personally in the next day or 2. Okay.
All right.
Carrie, we're not having any questions except in the chat. And I'm wondering, and Neil, I'm wondering if it's because they cannot unmute themselves and they cannot start their videos.
That they can't show video on mute.
Yeah, they're not able to do it. So
there we go.
Tech can help us. There was a question that came up, which is interesting. What if you have depression and anxiety? And they usually go together, guys. I think we've seen that. They are both left-sided problems. The only thing is that anxiety starts more in the central heart, and then the usual pattern is the anxiety amps up to a level where you can't really take it anymore to be that activated. Your nervous system is so activated that it shuts down, and that's the depression part. This is cyclical, and it's a common problem with lots and lots and lots and lots of people.
It really is.
So it's a little bit of a combination for the person who asked that, but the anxiety is the center heart.
Yes. Okay, we'll
Somebody
do.
asked about the music and, you know, Indian classical music and where it takes you, whether it takes you to the left side, right side, or center. I was saying mostly it takes you to the center because it's mostly meditative music. Sometimes it can be, it takes you to the left side a little bit because the ragas, particular ragas, can be more on the kind of sad side, giving this kind of solemn, kind of contemplative kind of, you know, emotion. And then some are more more upbeat and can take you more to the right side. But mostly I would say they take you to the center, and the whole point or the whole purpose of the Indian classical music is to get you into this state of meditation, which is where you're in the center channel, and so that you grow spiritually. So unlike other music where it usually takes you to the left or to the right and nothing to do with the center. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
So there's also different ragas for different moods, right? So it is quite a sublime feeling that's evoked. It's not. That's the neat thing, is that some people think, well, in the center, is it boring? You know, because because it's neither this or that, and it's not. There's another mood. There's another feeling to the center.
Yeah.
They're very sublime emotions.
Yeah.
That elevate us. So it's not to say that, you know, because there's lots of people who enjoy some of that left-sided stuff or the poetry or whatever. And the answer is, see how you feel. Because sometimes if you're super right-sided, it's good to look at a poem, you know, look at poetry and slow down a little bit, you know. And it's important to know that the channels, the left channel and the right channel, are not bad. It's not, it's the negativity that accumulates.
Absolutely.
It's, we live in the world, we're human beings, we're going to get an accumulation. But if we manage it, you know, through our meditative techniques, through doing our foot soak, then we don't get a backlog of stuff. You know? We're lighter. That's the idea.
Much lighter, much lighter. And what we can understand from that is that, I mean, you touched on this, Carrie, this when we're constantly down on ourselves, or we repeat, like we do a little small thing wrong and we get after ourselves about it, and that's all we can think about. We really keep ourselves away from our potential, which is so much greater than whether we, like Shri Mataji loves to say, we put the fork on the correct side of the plate or not. You know, it's at that level. Yeah. But our potential is so much greater. Like Shri Mataji was talking about tonight, when we can get, so that's kind of in a way like getting over our selfishness. So we're not so worried about this little mistake that we made. We can get over it and put it into perspective in the scheme of the whole world. How important is this? And then understand that once we get rid of that heavy load of those conditionings, our potential to be so much more, it's both sides, isn't it? It's left and right, so much more joyful. Mm-hmm. Like left side is the one that nurtures ourselves and allows us to nurture others. And that nurturing that we give to ourselves allows us to not have to indulge ourselves so much. You know, if we really are taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves, we don't have to indulge in things that are not good for us to get sort of a thrill or a rush or a temporary satisfaction, right? So we're in that nice satisfaction zone. And then kind of what Shri Mataji was talking about tonight, we can a little bit sacrifice our own comfort to give comfort to others, to please them. I don't know that I'm at the level of not eating for 3 days if my husband doesn't want to, isn't at home. I'm not at that level, but it is kind of nice to test ourselves. Am I strong enough to not indulge my own comfort enough to give a comfort to someone else, and see what actually makes me feel joyful? And so many times, I think our society, okay, I won't go there too much, but we get tripped up thinking about our own comforts. We're constantly being asked to buy this bed that makes us more comfortable, and this chair that makes us more comfortable, and this food that makes us happy. And, and it's so temporary. We get that little fun or that little extra nice sleep or something, but if we deny ourselves, we're not talking about a clinical or an extreme problem here, right? But we just say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this extra thing for my husband or my daughter, or my grandchild, or my neighbor, or my friend. And I'm going to go the little extra mile. I'm going to deny myself this little extra comfort. And really, the joy that it gives you, right? I mean, we've all experienced it. It makes you just feel so wonderful compared to, that extra, I don't know what I'm going to say, bucket of chocolate chip, double fudge chocolate chip ice cream that I would normally indulge myself with, for example. But it's like I told my daughter this year for her Mother's Day, I really wanted to make her a card out of construction paper and the little lace doilies and things that we used to do when we were little kids in first and second grade. I didn't have the chance. So I ended up buying her a card and sending her a card. She's a new mother. But in the back of my mind still is the joy of making my own Mother's Day cards out of construction paper and those little lace doilies. That's that extra little mile, those little steps that we go to give someone. And the joy that it gives is way beyond, right? I mean, those store-bought cards are great. They're wonderful. And you can write a beautiful message in them. And they're creative and all of that. They're beautiful. But there's something unique about taking the time.
Putting your hand in.
Yeah, putting your hand to it. And I think that's, I feel like that's part of what Shri Mataji is talking about, this idea of sustainable joy, and also what do we do for pleasing others really comes back and pleases us. That's more than if we directly are indulging ourselves all the time with what we think is going to make us happy. So,
totally.
But I definitely can indulge myself in a little more flute music.
So nice. And the flute is a great metaphor for the center because it's a hollow channel,
Yeah.
It's the wind blowing through it. So you can think of yourself like a flute, One of the great things that you can do to interrupt that left side direction too, though, is just put your hand on your heart and just remind yourself, I'm the spirit. I'm spirit. If you're starting to get rattled about something, or if you're really going off into beating yourself up, you have to be nicer to ourselves. If you had a little kid and it was having a rough time and you said, oh, just put a smile on your face and be positive, you would think, gosh, that's really nasty. Why would you say that to someone who's hurting? So if you're hurting, you have to be nice to yourself and remind yourself, if you're the spirit, then you're worthy. If you're here right now and you've got your self-realization and you are the pure spirit, then you're totally worthy.
That's such a good point, Carrie. I mean, even those who don't have their self-realization, right?
Absolutely. No, without a doubt. But what I'm saying is, if you're meditating and you've got your self-realization and you still have this tape recording running in your head, you know, that you did a lot of bad things or this or that, just stop, just try to interrupt yourself and say, well, hang on a minute, I'm the spirit, I'm the pure spirit. And just, you know,
Yes,
I think
yes,
it's all about interrupting that train that you're on before it gets going too far, because it's a lot, I'm telling you, it's a lot easier than, you know, having to go do all the treatments and everything of having gone into the left. So even to the point where if you want to watch some series or something and it's really left side or it's really pulling you off center, pay attention and say, hang on, say to yourself, wait a minute, I'm going to spend an hour watching this thing and it's going to put my vibrations off, and give that care to yourself like you would a little innocent child. Should that child really be watching that? No.
right.
Look at yourself that way. What do you want to put in? What do you want to take in? And ask yourself, you know, maybe I should go out for a little walk and listen to all those little birds instead of looking at this phone or whatever it is. We were talking about this the other day. It's not that those things are not, we don't have to be, you know, like a monk or whatever, and sequester ourselves from the world and not even see anything. It's not that. It's that you have to be in tune enough with your spirit to say, this is not good for my spirit. And just see if you can redirect yourself into something that's more elevating.
Right. Let's see, we did have a question from Olga
Yes.
in the chat.
I think she's looking for a mentor and wants to go in a breakout room.
Oh, very good. Okay, that's the best,
Did
probably.
you get that sorted? Okay.
Did that happened? Okay, that's wonderful. All right.
Oh, and then I was going to mention another thing about the left side, which you can do is take a little bit more exercise, right? Not, I mean, going outside, sure, but also if you're really extremely in the left side, you can do a bit more exercise. What do you like to do, Neil?
Yeah, I agree with the exercise. Yeah, definitely.
Don't you ride bikes or something? Do you have a bike?
Sorry?
Don't you cycle? Don't you have a bicycle?
Yeah, I do that. But yeah, going for like a fast-paced walk is good. Or going for a jog, you know, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, if you can manage that. That's also good. You know, doing
That is
weights.
helpful.
I mean, it doesn't have to be that extreme,
Right.
but you know, something that gets you sweating at least a little bit is
Yeah.
definitely good for the left side.
And I like to swim. I think Sylvia does too. And that puts me, that really sets me right, is going for a nice swim. And it doesn't, you know, it's not heavy on the joints. But for those who have physical difficulties, I think there's always something you can do to move. Like if you have a problem with your legs, you can still sit in a chair and do something to get yourself moving, whatever it is, you know, I don't know, they have chair exercises. But I just think it's really another one of those things that the left side likes to slow everything down and get cozy and comfortable, and not and eventually it just becomes like it's not living. It's not a living energy after a while. If it goes too far to the left, it's like you know, I don't want to move. I don't want to have discomfort. And
Yeah, then it gets pretty dangerous, right?
well,
Carrie?
yeah, because you're like moving towards stasis, you know.
Yeah.
And
Oh no, please.
what you
let's
want
not
is,
go.
it doesn't mean you have to go on to do the Ironman, you know, event.
No.
That's really extremely right-sided, you know.
Sometimes it means you just have to get up and do the dishes, make the bed, do some laundry. You know, it's that I think there's
Mañana, I'll do it tomorrow.
yeah. Well, there's a place for all these things, but right, we're always trying to be in balance, which I do want to address Olga's question. I'm not sure if she made it to a breakout room, but I
Okay,
think
what
we can answer kind of just in quick, you know, just to address that. Typically, Olga, when we go into meditation in Sahaja Yoga, we do clear the left channel first and then the right. I mean, this is typical, I would say, because the left is deeper. But it does depend on our vibratory awareness. If you're quite new to Sahaja Yoga, perhaps you haven't gotten a mentor yet. And if you're quite new, that may mean that you're just coming into this 21 days series really towards the end. And we really recommend that you would have a mentor who could help you better catch up. And make available to you more of the handouts and things like that. So, Olga, if you're still with us and not in the breakout room, we want to encourage you to get a mentor. And oh yeah, okay, good. She said yes, sure, I would like. Okay, that's lovely. Perfect. There's a if you'll look in the chat, there's a form. And we'll get you a mentor. But basically, yeah, you clear the left, you clear the right, and then the center expands more easily so that our attention gets up here.
Okay, we talked a little bit about, we've always talked about sitting on the earth. Now there's another thing you can do for extreme left side, and that's
should we tell them everything tonight though? Should we keep some mystery, Carrie?
No, we shouldn't.
No mysteries. Okay, we'll do it all tonight.
It's not a mystery. So you can lie down fully with the back of your head on the earth too. So you're fully reclined on the grass or whatever. That's extremely good for left side because our left channel goes to the back of the head. Sorry, Sylvia, that one was not a completely new technique. I was just mentioning it because we always talk about the earth and it clears the left.
No, I think that's terrific. No, it's terrific. I think
we have said it before or no? You can, when you talked about the 3 candles, that's one of them as well. It goes on the back of the head. So the earth can clear the back of the head too. So it's your whole channel.
Yes, absolutely.
It just came to me. So, and I miss Rayanne's here. She's my mentee. Would speaking more about using vibratory awareness be appropriate at this point? I'm sorry, I kind of missed that one. I think I lost the thread of the conversation. It might have been about the anxiety and depression.
I think yes, I think it might have been. I think we definitely, that is a wonderful subject, but at the same time, I think our folks on the East Coast, Carrie, we're keeping them up pretty late and tomorrow might be a work day. Yep. You West Coast people, maybe we should just say, okay, West Coast.
Does this seem like a good place?
Life is young.
The night is young.
I know. I'm gonna go over to Neil and Silas' house now. No.
Sure.
They're not that far.
Start the party.
Yeah. Does this seem like a good place to stop? It's 7:45 here almost.
Yeah.
It's 10:44 here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
okay, but one person, you're right, Sylvia, I should have left it because now I've opened a can of worms. Carrie, can you please repeat what you said about laying on the ground, please? Okay. So it's just, I mean, we did it when we were kids, right? Sometimes you see a nice lawn there and you just want to lay down in it. So all you do is you just lay on the ground in a comfortable place, and so that your whole body is prone and the back of your head is it's like the earth is a bed, right? You just lay down on it with the back of your head touching the earth too.
Of course.
So instead of just sitting cross-legged with your two hands on the earth, which is a great way to clear the Muladhara in the left side, you just lay completely down on the earth and you can look up at the sky. After about 10 minutes, your left side is very happy and clear. All right, that's the back side of your head is the whole left channel. So you had a dream where they told you to lay on the grass in the sun and all my problems will go away. Okay. One thing I'm going to tell you about sun though, that's nice. One thing I'm going to tell you about sun though, if it's full sun, you want to be careful not to have it, you know, heating up your face and especially this front part, your agya. It's better to have the sun on the back of your head if you're going to be in the sun. Otherwise, the laying down in the garden or on the lawn or whatever, it's good if you're not, you know, baking yourself in the sun. It's gonna well, it's not good for your skin, you know that, but it's gonna activate your right side. So be careful with sun. Sun is great. The sun is amazing, right, for clearing and feeling wonderful, getting out of the left. But just be careful with sun because it can, you know, you don't want to do anything in too much extreme. Okay, so hello, Rayanne. Yes, sorry, I didn't see what you said earlier, but I hope you got I hope we all got something out of this. And enjoyed.
Yeah, I think what we touched on a lot of things tonight, which can be amplified a little bit later. And I think what Rayanne her question was devoted to, we were talking about the 3 candles, and I had said again and again, let's not just do it prescriptively, you know, read a book and do it. We have to know ourselves through vibratory awareness. And then, you know, we make a choice on what kind of techniques to use. So that was, her question was coming from that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're still not totally getting vibratory awareness, which is feeling the feedback on your hands, please get yourself a mentor and they'll work with you and get all of that lined up for you. And
absolutely,
that's all the Mother Kundalini is, you know, it's a process. So don't despair if you're not totally feeling vibrations. We can support, you know, everybody who is not really feeling it, but we can feel it. The Saj Yoga practitioner can feel the centers of the other person. So we'll help you with that. All right.
Right. Looks like we have had just, I mean, amazing session with just a whole plethora of good topics and wonderful things that we could touch on.
All right. So we thank you all so much for coming back again and again, and we bow to you, to all the people out there who who've been with us for, I don't know, what is it? It's going on 50 days or something. We're pushing 50. All right. Take care.
Good. That means we're getting mature, right? Hallelujah. All right. We really appreciate all of you and all the best.